Agenda 2030 is a topic that sparks much debate, with opinions ranging from enthusiastic support to harsh criticism. But what is it really? Let's set aside the sensationalist narratives and delve into its origins and true nature. The concept began in 2000 with the Millennium Development Goals, MDGs, which aimed to achieve 8 objectives by 2015. These goals were universally appealing, such as eradicating world hunger and poverty. However, when 2015 arrived, it became clear that these goals had not been met. The world, after all, is a complex place with vast disparities in development stages across different regions. What might seem achievable in the West may not be feasible in other parts of the world, where different dynamics are at play. In response to this failure, the United Nations introduced the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, also known as Agenda 2030. This agenda set forth 17 goals with 169 targets, aimed at addressing a wide range of global challenges. These goals include noble objectives like gender equality, ending world hunger, eradicating poverty, and ensuring clean water for all. On the surface, these are goals that no one would oppose. However, the real concern lies beneath these laudable goals. Critics argue that Agenda 2030 is part of a broader effort to establish a globalist system led by an unelected world government. This idea raises significant questions about democracy and the role of citizens in decision-making processes. The narrative suggests that ordinary people are viewed as irresponsible and in need of guidance, with elites assuming the role of decision-makers. One of the major criticisms is the lack of attention to significant issues like tax havens. These havens are where the wealthiest individuals hide their money to avoid taxes. Despite the lofty goals of ending poverty, the SDGs do not address the root causes of economic inequality, such as the existence of these tax havens. Interestingly, even within the European Union, where there is no official recognition of tax havens, there are countries with low taxation, such as Malta and Ireland, that operate similarly to tax havens. Critics also point out that the implementation of these goals often disproportionately affects the lower classes. For instance, taxes might be imposed on products deemed environmentally harmful, yet the wealthy, who are the real culprits of environmental degradation, manage to avoid such taxes. Meanwhile, ordinary people bear the brunt of these measures. Moreover, the concept of sustainability is often used as a catch-all term, but the burden of sustainable practices often falls on those who can least afford it. While the goals are presented as universally beneficial, the reality is that their implementation might lead to increased costs for everyday citizens, while the powerful continue to evade their responsibilities. As we look at Agenda 2030, it's important to consider the broader context. The agenda is closely linked with the World Economic Forum, led by Klaus Schwab, and has gained significant attention since it was announced by prominent figures like King Charles III of England during the COVID-19 pandemic. This raises questions about the true intentions behind the agenda and the potential consequences for global governance. One of the more disturbing aspects of the agenda is the notion that overpopulation is seen as a threat to the planet. This idea, which views humanity as a cancer on Earth, suggests a preference for reducing the global population or controlling reproductive rights. Additionally, there is a growing emphasis on reducing meat consumption, which, while a personal choice for many, could become a mandated dietary change under the guise of environmental responsibility. At the heart of the debate is the question of democracy. Are we moving towards a world where personal freedoms are eroded in the name of global goals? Agenda 2030 raises important questions about who gets to decide how we live our lives and whether these decisions truly reflect the will of the people or the interests of a select few. In summary, while Agenda 2030 presents itself as a plan to solve some of the world's most pressing issues, it also raises significant concerns about the future of democracy, personal freedoms, and the true intentions behind these global goals. It's a topic that deserves careful consideration and open debate, as the decisions made today will shape the world we live in tomorrow.